In the season finale, junior quarterback Joe Deptula leads the Cats option offense. He's joined in the backfield by Charlie Rizzio, Matt Tursky, and Chris Hebert. The defense is anchored by linemen Kurt Perrell and Mike Thompson, linebackers Rizzio and Tursky, and Mike Arroyo and E.J. Leary in the secondary. From the Barber Field in Seymour, it's Ansonia against Seymour in a crucial NBL matchup on Telemedia's High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by your friends at Adams Superfood Stores. Hello again, everyone. Ed Clements, Buddy Chernovitz from the Barber Field in Seymour. Buddy, it's a great facility here. It's our first opportunity to do a game, and the lights are great. The atmosphere is great. We expect a great game between these two Valley rivalries.
Well, it certainly is. Both football teams have an awful lot on the line tonight. Both teams are in the playoff picture. They need a win to continue to be alive. It's a great rivalry that's developed over the years. They're right next to each other, and certainly going to be a great game.
All right, now this is the battle of the options. The Seymour, of course, they've run their option for many years. Ansonia, really, they went to a triple option offense. They went after their opening game loss to Derby. How do you see this game playing out with their option offenses?
Both football teams obviously have to control the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be important for both teams. Ansonia runs the triple. They run the wishbone. They're a power team, I think, more than an option, whereas Seymour will give you an awful lot of different looks. They'll run the option, but it's not the base of their package. So both football teams are going to try and do what they do well and attempt to get that offense moving as fast as they can.
And we'll be right back with Seymour Ansonia football right after this.
Who has the selection, service, and experience you deserve for all your building needs? Housatonic Lumber in Derby. Since 1907, Housatonic Lumber has been giving you the quality, selection, competitive pricing, and outstanding customer service you've come to expect from the area's building supply leader. And now, Housatonic Lumber is more convenient than ever. Remember, we're just across the street. Housatonic Lumber, the experience, product, pricing, and service that really makes the difference. 23 Factory Street, Derby.
Violence. Violence. We're stronger than you. You can't hold us back. Violence. We know what it takes to blow past you.
And violence, we're just getting going.
Remember to support the Valley United Way and the United Way of Naugatuck and Beacon Falls.
Welcome back, everyone. We are set for Naugatuck Valley League football here at beautiful Seymour's the Barber Field. And that's Craig Vigdomino's kickoff, coming in the vicinity of DeMontis Johnson, bobbles the football, then picks it up and gets it back to the 20-yard line, where Ansonia will go on offense. Tackle made by number 3, P.J. Constable. Let's take a look at the Ansonia offense. The quarterback is Kenny Tinney, and behind him in the wishbone, the halfbacks are DeMontis Johnson along with Alan Robertson. The fullback is Ryan Thomas. Starting split end is Craig Bahoon. He'll alternate at that position with Justin Huja. And now you get a look at the Ansonia offensive line. Ball is spotted at the 19-yard line. We're underway here. This is Seymour's finale, and Ansonia's next to the last game as the Chargers will run the football. They'll run the fullback Thomas for a few on the play. Let's take a look now at the Seymour defense. The front four, the tackles are Andrew Kassheimer and Mike Thompson. The ends are Kurt Perrell and Nate Allopak. The backers are Charlie Rizzio, Matt Tursky, and Kevin Brown. And in the secondary, Matt Bukaris, E.J. Leary, Chris Hebert, along with Mike Arroyo.
Eddie, Ansonia came out unbalanced that time, went to the unbalanced. Let's see if they continue that as a pattern. They're back to a balance, but they were unbalanced in that first play.
Second play from scrimmage. Tinney holds on, and Tinney breaks free in the secondary at midfield, at the 40, the 30, and Kenny Tinney is going to score a touchdown on the second play of the football game.
Tinney went 67 yards on the option. Watch now as he fakes to the fullback. He'll come out of the fake. The end is being blocked, turned in very well, and Tinney just finds a seam as they come up to play the pitch. And this is a 67-yard run untouched for Kenny Tinney. And as Eddie said, the second play of this football game, 11:01 of the first quarter, and Ansonia has gotten on the board.
Craig Bahoon to attempt the point after out of the hold of William Puro. Low snap from center. Puro gets the placement down, and Bahoon's kick is through the uprights. And our score, as Buddy mentioned, 11 minutes and 1 tick remaining here in the first quarter, and Ansonia is already on the board.
59 seconds to put some points up, and we talked to Paul Sponheimer. He is concerned, and maybe this will be the interview that we have, was concerned about the big play, and that was it right off the bat.
Well, Buddy did ask the veteran Seymour coach in Seymour's defensive preparation against Ansonia, was Seymour going to be able to just defend against the run?
No, I think they make you play the whole field. I think we have to, do everything from a discipline standpoint, assignment football. And everybody's got to play their part of the scheme and not try to do more than what's necessary. And, Tinney's throwing the ball much better. Bahoon goes up and catches the ball. They have 4 gifted athletes in the backfield. And, I think the line of scrimmage is going to become a very important part for both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. And I think whoever wins the battle up front can become victorious here tonight.
Buddy also caught up with Ansonia coach Jack Hunt, completing his 15th year at the in charge of the Ansonia team, and he asked him if in his defensive preparation for Seymour, what did his team concentrate on stopping during the week?
I think if you're gonna take away, you got to take away the quarterback. I mean, he gives you an awful lot. You got to keep him in there. You got to either make him pitch the ball. You can't let him, have a whole lot of time to start throwing the ball and running the offense the way he does. So, he's number one.
So somewhat of a surprise, Ansonia on the board with their first possession. By the way, Seymour deferred their option to the second half. That's Nigel Ingram kicking it off, and that's on the other end, Mike Arroyo. And Arroyo is at midfield, and Arroyo is going to answer back by taking Seymour's kickoff for a touchdown. Over 80 yards on the play, and shortly we're going to be knotted up in this game. And fasten your seatbelts.
Arroyo takes the bounce. He'll get it right at about the 13-yard line. This one is going to go 87 yards, and boy, when he gets to the picket fence here, he is going to go untouched. Right down the Ansonia side of the field. No one laid a glove on Mr. Arroyo. 87 yards, and it didn't take very long for Seymour to answer Ansonia's first score.
And when Vic Domino kicks the extra points, he doesn't just put it through the uprights. He drilled it down to Ansonia. Our new score here, and we've got 10:47 remaining here in the first quarter. It is Seymour 7 and Ansonia 7. Buddy, if there are two players that Coach Jack Hunt is feared most for the Seymour Wildcats, Mike Arroyo and Joe Deptula. And we saw one of those offensive threats for the Wildcats right there. Mike Arroyo, the fastest player on the Seymour team.
Well, Mike just did a great job of getting down the sideline. He picked up the blocks. Great special teams play by the Seymour Wildcats. And Coach right there, Paul Sponheimer, has to take a deep breath. His defense gave up a big play, and his offense or his special teams have evened it up very quickly.
Gideon Johnson back deep for Ansonia. Vic Domino to kick for the Wildcats.
So Vic Domino will kick the football away the second time this evening. DeMontis Johnson along with Kenny Tinney back deep, and he will kick it deep. That's Tinney with the football at the 10. And Tinney almost broke it again, but he's taken down by a couple of the Cats at the 32-yard line. Stop made, primary hit by Mike Arroyo.
Tinney takes the football at about the 8-yard line. Watch the speed now as he picks his spot, and now watch the burst as he takes off. Gets to the 33-yard line where Ansonia will start their second possession. We're not 1 minute and 20 seconds into this game, and it's our third possession, and we've already got 14 points.
And our Telemedia High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by your friends at Adams Superfood Stores. Second possession for the Chargers. And they're going to run one of the halfbacks for a pickup of about 5 on the play. Thompson on the stop.
It's Robertson who takes the football. He follows the block of the fullback. Again, Ansonia came out of the unbalance. They picked up about 5 on that first down. Good first down carry, and again with the option game and that wishbone, you want to get 4 to 5 yards. If you can do that, you're going to stay on schedule with your offense.
Again, Buddy, it looks as if Ansonia is unbalanced as they go on second down, 2nd and 5. They hand inside to the fullback, and the only thing preventing Thomas from getting into the end zone was he lost his balance as he gets down to the 45 of Seymour.
Seymour's got a lot of people up very close. Watch Thomas as he breaks through. There's no one in the secondary, and it looks as if he could go.
46, 1st and 10 Chargers.
Gets across midfield to the Seymour 46-yard line. Again, another big play by the Ansonia Chargers.
Running out of that wishbone. Huge to the bottom part of your screen. And again, a big gaping hole, or is it just the running backs creating room for themselves? That's DeMontis Johnson running the football inside the 35. The Seymour coaching staff screaming about something on the sidelines.
Again, DeMontis Johnson gets into that secondary. Not a good sign for Seymour because Seymour has a lot of people inside what they would call the box. There are a lot of people up very close to try and take away that run, power, and option game, and Ansonia is getting into that secondary with big plays.
We spotted at the 34 of Seymour. They're going to run Johnson again, the sophomore running back. Picks up 2 on the play before he's driven back by the pack, led by Tursky and Rizzio.
Again, just solid play inside by Ansonia as they come out of the eye this time. Johnson up over his right guard, picked up about a yard. It'll be a second down as Seymour wrapped him up, drove him backwards with the ball right at about the 34-yard line.
So a pickup of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9 coming up for Ansonia. Wishbone formation. This time they'll try the senior running back, the only senior in the backfield. That's Robertson, picks up a few on the play. Perrell on the stop for the Wildcats.
Again, unbalanced look by Ansonia. They come with a little bit of misdirection, the counter play, getting the football to Robertson. He picks up about 4. It's going to be a 3rd down and 5 for this Ansonia Charger offense as they move the football down to the 30-yard line of Seymour.
Kenny Tinney taking his instructions from the sidelines. Now comes back into the huddle. 3rd and 5 for Ansonia as they'll show trips out to the right. Single back in the backfield. They're going to hand off to Thomas. He explodes up the middle. Ryan Thomas streaks into the end zone. It's the 2nd Ansonia score. From 34 yards out, Ryan Thomas.
Just straight to the fullback. He goes off tackle. Seymour was playing the Ansonia put up a trips look to the top of your picture. They opened it up a little bit, allowing Thomas to get into the secondary. And again, once he broke the line of scrimmage, goes 30 yards for the 2nd touchdown.
And Bahoon on the extra point attempt through the uprights. And our new score. And we've got 7:52 remaining in the first quarter. Ansonia 14 and Seymour 7. With the break in the action, let's take this timeout.
Locally owned IGA stores have been part of American life since 1926. So you'll pardon us if we hang on to some old-fashioned ideas, like simply asking if we can help you, or maybe showing you where something is, cutting meat just the way you like it, or bagging your groceries and taking them to your car. You know, things too many other stores don't do that much anymore, but you'll still find them at IGA. For 75 years, hometown proud.
IGA. No job is too big or too small for Chippy's Service Station in Ansonia. From minor and major repairs on all domestic and foreign vehicles to oil changes, brakes, tune-ups, and transmissions, Chippy's has the tools and experience to get the job done right, including 24-hour long and short-distance towing, flatbed services, and roadside assistance. Don't be left out in the cold. Call on Chippy's to get you through the winter season. Chippy's Service Station, servicing the Valley since 1949. 136 Wakely Avenue in Ansonia. Call 734-9648.
We're back, everyone, and someone else kicking off for Ansonia now. Ansonia will try the senior, Craig Bahoon. On a bounce, it goes to Arroyo, and it's handed off. That's Kevin Brown, but the boundary gets in his way as Brown will circle to the right side, and he's taken out of bounds at the 20. Check that. That was Chris Hebert returning the kickoff. Chris, a 5'8", 145-pound junior.
Watch now as Arroyo gets the football, and he will come make the handoff all the way across the field now before he runs out of turf. Is Chris Hebert, and finally he will slip down as he tries to turn the corner, and he'll start Seymour right at their 20-yard line, their first offensive possession of this football game.
And they're at the 21, as Buddy said the second time they get the football, they're going to try the inside handoff. That goes to Tursky. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at the Seymour offense. The quarterback is Joe Deptula. Joe's thrown for over 1,000 yards in the season thus far with this final regular season game to go. Fullback is Matt Tursky. The tailback in the I formation will be Charlie Rizzio. The wideouts, Mike Arroyo, Matt Bukaris, and E.J. Leary. Now you get a look at the offensive line. Only Tursky in the backfield as the Cats show a spread offense. Holding onto the football, that's Deptula, and Sony wants him to pitch it. He does pitch it, and it's a loss on the play. Let's take a look at the Ansonia defense, the front five. On that front five, the tackles are Wojciechowski and Kevin Black, Ryan Thomas along with Willie Wooden at the defensive ends, and the guy in the middle at nose guard, Johnny Tedder, this is his first game playing at that position. He's normally the monster back. Now you get a look at the linebackers and the secondary for the Chargers. Third and long for the Cats. Deptula wants to put it up. Except it goes into the hands of Justin Huja. Huja slips and falls at his 48, so Deptula is picked on his first pass attempt of the evening. And Ansonia gets the football back again.
This one is thrown up for grabs. Deptula just puts it up. There's really no our Seymour receiver in the area. Pretty good job of keeping his depth and making the interception. As he turns to come up the field, he slips down. But Huja does a good job playing that zone defense, and Ansonia will start on their own 48-yard line. Pretty good field position. Their third possession here of this football game, and they've scored with their first two.
Huja goes to the top part of your screen. Ansonia has a wing to the right as they run the fullback on the play. Ryan Thomas straight up the gut into Seymour territory at the 49. Taken down there by Kazheimer, I should say. Andy is a 6'1", 247-pound junior defensive tackle.
Some pretty good yardage for Ansonia, and I think that Coach Sponheimer has to really be concerned with the ability that Ansonia has had with the fullback and the I-back getting into his secondary. The power game for Ansonia has been very strong here in this first part of this first quarter.
Huja to the bottom part of your screen. They're going to run Johnson. Johnson is going to be stacked up this time. Play was a little slow to develop. Banged into his own blockers, and the stop is by Hebert coming up from the secondary.
Just a pretty good job inside by the Seymour football team. Mike Johnson got a pretty good pop to start it off. Mike Thompson, just a very strong physical young man as you get a look at that Seymour front. And they haven't had too much success here in this first quarter, and that was a big stop by Mike. It brings up a third and long.
Well, Ansonia trips to the right side, a single back, that is Thomas, on third and long. And they run that determined sophomore runner, Ryan Thomas. He's not going to pick up anywhere near what he needs for the first down. Stop made by Alapat along with Thompson.
Watch as they just try and slide the fullback. Good job as Ryan Thomas really is wrapped up, no place to go. It'll be a punting situation for Ansonia.
Bahoon to punt it away, and back deep, single safety. Mike Arroyo, a threat anytime he gets the football in his hands. Bahoon, end over end. Arroyo gets the ball, breaks a couple of tackles, then is taken down in a big pile outside the 20-yard line, and Seymour will set up shop on their next possession.
An excellent punt. Arroyo takes it at about the 13. Avoids 2 tackles here, but he gets wrapped up. Solid hit, number 64 for Ansonia.
That's Ibar-Lucia.
Bar-Lucia with a solid wrap up, and Seymour will start at about the 23-yard line, as you see. Quarterback Joe Deptula coming into the huddle.
First down for the Cats, back at their 23. Ansonia leads at 14-7. Joe Deptula, plenty of time to throw. He's winging it out in the direction of E.J. Leary. Ansonia had a couple of players back on coverage. I think it might have been Johnson who went for the interception. Bahoon also and Huja in on the coverage.
He's throwing into the free safety. Again, not a good throw by Deptula. Is double coverage in there. Ansonia sitting in the zone, and he's throwing right into the teeth of that zone. Brings up a second down and long for the Wildcats.
Cats again will spread the field. No one is in the backfield, so the Cats are pretty much tipping off what they're going to do. Well, they'll toss to the wing back. That's Hebert. Hebert eludes a tackle. Then he's dragged down at the 25 by number 68, Kevin Black, a fine open field tackle.
Quarterback just pitches to the motion man, Hebert. As Hebert comes around, watch Blake come up and make a very, very good stop as Hebert tried to cut back. He picked up only about a yard on that play, a 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
3rd and 8 for the Cats. They're at their 25. We're in the first quarter. We're in Seymour at the DeBarber Field in this Naugatuck Valley League game. Backside pressure. Deptula is hit from behind, and one of the Cats is alertly falls on it. Number 76, the center, Jeff Gilbert, fell on the loose football.
Recovered by the Wildcats, Gilbert.
Joe Deptula comes back to throw now. He's not going to see the backside pressure. Watch the top of your picture.
That's Robertson.
Robertson gets a free shot into his numbers. He loses the football, and a good job covering it up for the Wildcats. They're going to be forced to punt.
Arroyo is the punter, and Mike stands at his goal line. And a good snap from center. And he sails it. High punt. It's going to take a Seymour roll, but actually it rolls sideways out of bounds. And Ansonia, again, is going to have great field position. Ansonia leads 14-7. We're deep into the first quarter of play, our Telemedia High School football game of the week. Seymour's finale. They come in with a record of 8-1, all in the Naugatuck Valley League. Their only loss to Naugatuck. Ansonia with a record of 7-1. The Chargers 7-0 in the Naugatuck Valley League. They still have Naugatuck on Thanksgiving, and Ansonia's lone loss to the Derby Red Raiders in their opener this season. Inside handoff, that's to Ryan Thomas. He takes a couple of pops led by Kurt Perrell, one of the captains, the 5'10", 215-pound senior.
Perrell is untouched. He slides down very well, makes the stop. No gain, or maybe a yard on that for Ansonia. And right now, the Seymour Wildcats doing a pretty good job of closing off that fullback, preventing him from getting that big gain into the secondary.
Huja out to the left. Otherwise, a tight formation for the Chargers. Tinney is going to roll, running the football, bounces off a tackle, and Kenny gets it inside the 30 down to the 28 before he's taken down by Thompson.
Watch the great athletic ability of Kenny Tinney here. He just sidesteps a tackle. That's supposed to be a pretty sure tackle by Matt Tursky. Gets across the line of scrimmage and then gets very close to a first down, and that's the athletic ability of that young man right there, Kenny Tinney, a young sophomore who's growing with this offense in every game that he plays.
3rd and short for the Chargers, a critical series for the Seymour defense. Ansonia has it at the 29 of the Cats. They go to the I formation. They're going to run Thomas, and he slips and he slides, and he's picked up the first down.
Thomas, the ball carrier for the Chargers.
Again, Ansonia goes unbalanced. They go unbalanced to the right. They send the fullback to the right. He'll run right over his guard and tackle, straight ahead blocking, but a great effort, second effort by number 47, Ryan Thomas, to pick up the first down as he crosses the 25 down to about the 24. And there is some concern, Seymour Wildcats, as you look on that side. They have got to stop Ansonia here. They don't want to go down to a wishbone team by 2 touchdowns here early in this game.
1st and 10 for the Chargers out of the wishbone. Again, they hand it to the fullback, and Paul Sponheimer said that coming into the game, he needed to stop the quarterback and the fullback. And Ryan Thomas, if he's able to pick up that many yards on first down, Seymour could be in trouble.
One of the things that's happening is you watch, you're going to see some of those blue jerseys getting turned at the line of scrimmage, creating that opening. You got to give credit to the offensive line. They're doing a great job inside of getting to the Seymour defense and creating a lane for that fullback, giving him an opportunity to take the shortest distance.
Thomas slid down to the 20-yard line. It's a 2nd down play coming up. They hand to Robertson, and Robertson is going to be in for another Ansonia score.
Touchdown, Chargers.
Watch Robertson come off tackle, solid blocking along the line of scrimmage, good lead blocks by the backs. Great block there by number 32, DeMontis Johnson. Give the ball to number 43, Allen Robertson. He's in the end zone, 20 yards. Boy, 20-7, 3:05 left in the first.
And Bahoon to attempt the point after out of the hold of William Puro. Kick is up, and it's wide of the mark. But our new score here with 30 seconds, about 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Ansonia 20 and Seymour 7.
Just a great drive by the Chargers on that. Took the ball on their own 36, or on the Seymour 36, short field, able to run that football into the end zone. They have not thrown a pass yet. Ansonia has not. And Kenny Tinney with a big play. A couple good runs by the fullback. You get a look at the crowd here at beautiful DeBarber Field. Just absolutely beautiful the way they have refurbished this football field. Track around it and great seating facilities. Just an outstanding job by Seymour and the town of Seymour for their young athletes here at Seymour High School. Right now, their football team, they've got to get a gut check right here. They are in trouble, and they need an offensive drive.
That's Arroyo on Bahoon's kickoff. And Arroyo at midfield. Finally taken down at the 35 of Ansonia. Arroyo almost broke it for his second kickoff return.
Just a great job coming across by number 1 and number 4 for Ansonia as Arroyo breaks the line of
Tedder
scrimmage.
and Cooks.
Cook is way back. Watch how they come now. Number 4 is going to finally come up and make a stop. He just puts the Jets on.
Darnell Cooks.
Cooks does a great job of preventing the touchdown.
However, the Cats set up in great field position down at the Ansonia 32, set up by Arroyo's kickoff return. Handoff to the wingback. For a short pickup on the play inside the Ansonia 30.
Ball carried by Hebert.
Hebert the ball carrier.
Not getting the Seymour looks like they're not really getting to the point of attack as quick as I think Bobby Keller would like them to.
Well, I'll tell you what, our viewers should note this has been a very entertaining first quarter. And our first quarter score from up here at the Barber Field in Seymour, Ansonia 20 and Seymour 7.
This is the hand that sows the seed, that grows the forest, that drinks from the stream, that hugs the mountain, that gives shape to the wind, that carries the kite, that is flown by the child, that is loved by the woman, that toils at the job, that gives to Earthshare, that supports the hand, that sows the seed.
All life is woven together. How can we choose which environmental cause to support? Earthshare, the workplace giving program, makes it simple by bringing the leading environmental groups together under one umbrella. Support Earthshare, and you support them all, including the hands that sow the seeds and protect the forests and the streams and the children. To learn more, please visit our website.
Welcome back, everyone. We open up the second quarter. Seymour has a second down at the Ansonia 30. On a deep handoff, that is Hebert. Hebert is going to get into the end zone, and we have, ladies and gentlemen, our 5th touchdown of the evening. Would you believe it?
Watch the blocking by Perrell and Thomas. They open the hole. Hebert just takes the football right over those two young men. Jaunt for 30 yards as we open this second quarter with a touchdown.
Craig Vigdomino for the point after. It is through the uprights. This time that kick was drilled up in the vicinity of Naugatuck. Craig has quite a leg. Our new score, with 11:55 remaining here in the first half. That's the first play from scrimmage in the second quarter. Our new score is Ansonia 20 and Seymour 14. And of course that touchdown set up by the kickoff return by Mike Arroyo.
Mike Arroyo has played a big part in both scores for Seymour. Obviously the first one all by himself, setting up the second one, and then Hebert going 30 yards off tackle, putting Seymour right back in this football game, down 20-14. And if you're Ansonia, you're saying to yourself, how many do we need here tonight? And boy, as you said, it may need a lot here. Last guy with the football may be winning this game. Both teams really have been able to run and move the football basically at will.
Johnson back deep to receive.
Vigdomino to kick it away.
Kick for the Wildcats.
End over end. That's going to come down to Kenny Tinney. Kenny at the 8.
Tinney on the return.
And Tinney up to the 24. Stop made by Tursky.
Very good kick. Tinney will take the football inside the 10, about the 8-yard line. He's going to run into a number of blue jerseys as he gets close to the 20-yard line. He's able to pull forward to about the 24. What a good job by that Seymour special teams unit. You see E.J. Leary and company in there, and Ansonia will have 76 yards to navigate here to get another score, and distance has not been a problem so far for either team.
Huger will come out to the right side. Wishbone formation for the Chargers, setting up at the 23. They're going to run Allen Robertson. Robertson, I don't know if there's a loose ball, but he is stopped dead in the backfield. Getting up is Alapat.
Robertson goes to the top of your picture. There was a loose football.
Lost the football. Tinney fell on it.
2nd and 12.
So we get the play on replay. Tinney did a nice job just falling on the football. Back at the Ansonia 21, where now the Chargers are faced with the 2nd and 12. Second quarter, Telemedia, our high school football game of the week. Handoff to the fullback, and Thomas has been a handful. Ansonia is off schedule now. Hebert on the stop as Thomas gets across the 25.
Again, out of the unbalanced, the fullback to the unbalanced side. Good job picking up about 4 very tough yards. But as Eddie just said, now it creates a 3rd and long. Not a situation the Wishbone teams like. You're forced into either an option or a pass misdirection here, but we'll see what Kenny Tinney comes up with.
And I don't think that Ansonia really wants to put the football up in the air. Could be wrong. They slide Thomas, and Thomas is going to pick up the first down, and this young man continues to motor. The ball is fumbled, and Cavalis falls on it for Ansonia down at the 45.
Cavalis on a fumble recovery for the Chargers.
Just a huge opening in there. Missed tackle by Seymour, allowing Thomas to make big yardage, and watches the ball comes loose.
Charges at the Wildcat.
Right on the spot for a big recovery at the 45-yard line. Corvallis and Ansonia will continue their possession.
Huger will go to the top part of your screen. Out of the wishbone. They'll give to Robertson. Robertson for 3 on the play, down to the 42 of Seymour.
Watch the lead blocking by Thomas and also Johnson, providing the opportunity for that back to get in, picking up the yardage. And Ansonia blocks very well. Their off backs block extremely well for the ball carrier, and their offensive line has done really a commendable job here in this first half of creating some very big openings for their running backs.
Second down as Ansonia will run out of the I formation. Running out of the pack is DeMontis Johnson. No whistle blew, and DeMontis squirms out of the pack. He's into the end zone. Ansonia has just tacked on their 4th score of the evening, and we've got over 9 minutes left in the first half.
Well, Ansonia's being an equal opportunity scorer here. 4 touchdowns, 4 different people as Johnson just breaks through. Looked like he was tied up, and boy, he just comes out of the pack for 42 yards. Another score, 9:20 of this second quarter. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns. It's more than we have in some seasons. And we're only in the first half.
Now Ansonia will go for 2 points.
Charger will go for 2.
Out of the wishbone. Play is stopped. There might have been encroachment by Seymour.
Penalty flag down.
No, they're going to call Ansonia for illegal procedure. Now, do you change it?
Let's see if we, yeah.
Okay, there's the movement, the right tackle.
Jeez, I don't know. It looked pretty close, but you're going to go for a kick right now. See Coach Hunt there signaling 1 point. So they will try and get that 1, unable to 8 yards, navigate that 8-yard distance for the 2.
Bahone to kick it straight on.
Bahone for the conversion.
At the 15. Line drive, and it's through.
Kick is good.
And our new score,
that's 14.
with 9:20 remaining here in the first half, it's Ansonia 27 and Seymour 14. Keep in mind that Seymour has Arroyo back deep on the kickoff.
I think Ansonia might be talking about kicking away from Mr. Arroyo. That would be my guess. This young man has set up the field position for Seymour's 2 touchdowns. And I tell you, I didn't think that we'd see this many points on the board here. Wishbone team not usually going to run up 27 in the first half. Actually, we're about the first 15 minutes of this football game without throwing a pass. So if I was Seymour, you may have to check that defense a little bit, because that's a lot of points with a Wishbone team running basically 1 option in the entire game. They're running right through the strength of that Seymour defense.
Bahone to kick it off.
Bahone to kick.
Back
Arroyo
deep,
for the Wildcats.
number 81, Mike Arroyo. Let's see what the senior does for Ansonia, whether he squibs it or that's just what he does. He'll squib it to one of the up men. That's E.J. Leary with his hands on the football. And E.J. brings the football out to the 36-yard line before he is upended.
Tackle made by Wooten.
Leary is going to get to the wall as he gets the football on the far side. The picket fence is set up to the near side. He tries to go across the field, pick up that wall. Really just finally turns it up and picks up an extra 5 as he gets to the 36.
It was Wooden and Robertson on the stop for Ansonia. So the Wildcats have it. Good field position at their 36. I formation, 3 wide receivers. They're going to run the tailback. And that's Hebert, and he is stopped in his tracks.
Hebert carries with him.
Kevin Blake, watch number 68, come across the block and take Hebert right at the line of scrimmage. An excellent job by Kevin. Loss of about a half a yard, and it'll bring up a second down for the Wildcats.
Second down and 11.
Loss of 1 on the play. Second down and 11. The Cats have it at their 35. We're in the second quarter, our Telemedia High School football game of the week. Single back set. In motion is Leary. Deptula swings it out in the flat. But the Chargers are not buying it. They stop Leary right there.
Deptula's pass complete to Leary.
Great job by Ansonia as they throw the pass out. You see Arroyo step back, and by the time he gets to the line of scrimmage,
check that.
He gets hit, knocked back.
That was Arroyo on the reception.
Good coverage by Ansonia.
Excellent coverage. You got a guy like Arroyo, you want to know where he is at all times. Third down, Deptula again. Joe will run up the gut. And Deptula will pick up the first down at midfield. Joe Deptula, the junior quarterback, saw his receivers covered and runs for the first down.
Sits back in the pocket, feels the pressure as he steps up, sees an opening and puts the football away and gets that first down right around midfield. Good run by Joe Deptula. Very good job downfield by Arroyo and company blocking, and Seymour has a first down.
Right at midfield, or let's call it really the 49 of Seymour. First down for the Cats. They give to the deep back. Hebert. And Chris Hebert, he almost picks up a first down. Down close to the 40-yard line. Might have picked it up.
Johnson and Robertson.
Good
Johnson and Robertson on the stop for Ansonia. Excuse me, Bud.
Inside as Hebert finds an opening. Finally get wrapped up by Robertson on the bottom. But enough for the first down right at the 40-yard line of the Ansonia Chargers.
If our viewers like offense, they came to the right place. Here at beautiful DeBarber Field, Seymour's finale. Seymour with a Class M playoff spot on the line. A give to the deep back. Hebert, this time he is stuck. Is that Black? Kevin Black, the big defensive tackle, stood Hebert up after a short pickup.
Fullback kicks out. Hebert comes behind, but he runs right into number 68, Kevin Black, with a perfect
form tackle.
Form tackle. Outstanding. About a yard, and the Wildcat on the near side here for Seymour.
I formation. Kukaro comes out to the bottom part of your screen. Deptula on the option from behind. He's going to be taken down. We've got a flag dropped on the play at the 35-yard line.
That made by Wooden, penalty marker down.
Watch Wooden come here as the option fake is made, and then quarterback steps around. Deptula steps around the block of Thomas. Wooden gets a hand on him, finally gets wrapped up. We've got a penalty flag in the middle of this, and it's going to be a hold. Ansonia is going to take that penalty and push the Charger, or push the Wildcat offense back close to midfield.
And with a break in the action here in the second quarter, let's take this timeout.
It's a story that's 75 years old, but as fresh as today. It's the story of locally owned IGA stores, your hometown friends and neighbors working hard to bring you the quality foods and friendly service that keep you coming back.
This week's savings at Adams include white mushrooms, 99 cents, Cracker Barrel cheese bars, 2 for $4, Philadelphia cream cheese, 99.
Lately, you've been hearing a lot about DSL and high-speed cable services. The fact is, DSL has nothing on us, not price and not speed. Now you can have a cable modem installed in your home free through Telemedia, and we'll throw in 30 days of service free. That's how sure we are of the superiority of our cable modems. High-speed internet access without a contract. Wherever you live on the Telemedia system, you can experience the freedom of broadband internet service. Reliability, speed, no contract. Get connected today.
We're back, everyone. So after the penalty assessed against Seymour for the hold, the Cats have a 2nd and 15. They're at the Charger 45. Leary will go in motion. Single back. Deptula fakes the toss. He's got a wide open perimeter. Chooses to throw the football. And it's going to be picked off by the Chargers. Craig Bahone on the intercept.
The two pass intercepted by Bahone for the Chargers.
Tula does a good job selling the screen to the near side. You see Arroyo standing at the bottom, and then he gets to the outside, and as Eddie said, he has a clear field, tries to push it in. Bahone with a great job on coverage. Falls down as they tried to get the ball to Hebert, and the Chargers will set up shop at their own 21-yard line.
So the interception by the senior Craig Bahone. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Our Telemedia High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by your friends at Adams Superfood Stores. Nigel Ingram checks in the Ansonia offense, but the Chargers have taken too much time, and they'll go off schedule. They'll have a 1st and 15 coming up.
Ball back to the Ansonia 16-yard line, 1st down and 15.
Line of scrimmage is the 16. The Chargers have to get it out to the 32 for the 1st down. Ansonia's in the lead here, 27-14 in the first half. Out of the I-back formation, they're going to run the fullback Thomas. Maybe 1 yard on the play as Ryan is stopped right there after a short pickup. The middle of the Seymour defense on the stop. Allopat gets to him first, you see in your picture.
Gasmeyer, Allopat, all of them stop.
Kazheimer along with Perrell all in on the stop along with Allopat. Actually, no pickup buddy on that play, so it's 2nd and 15 at the 16-yard line. Well, the Chargers are going to show trips to the right side. They've run off this formation. Thomas is the lone setback. And running the football is Tinney. And he's picked up the 1st down. Kenny Tinney.
By formation, Ansonia is doing a good job of forcing Seymour to do things I don't think they want to. They create that gap just by formation, allowing Tinney to get to the corner and pick up that 1st down. And they are moving the formations around, or showing Seymour an awful lot of formations, and doing a great job of taking advantage of what defensively Seymour's trying to do.
1st down for the Chargers at the 35. Give us to the fullback. Thomas is going to be stopped right at the point of attack.
Thomas carries it by Persky. Along with Allopat.
One thing that surprises me is the ability of Ansonia to have big plays without the option. They've had an awful lot of big plays with just base offense.
Second and 10 coming up for their Chargers. 4 minutes and change left here in the first half. Out of the wishbone. And the toss. Johnson trying to get outside, unable to do so. Great defensive job. Tursky for the Cats, along with Leary.
First time that Ansonia actually runs the pitch. We've seen Tinney turn the corner. This time Tinney never really challenges the end, and he forces Johnson wide, giving Seymour a great opportunity. As you see Tursky coming in and company, giving Seymour a great opportunity to react to that pitch and to make a big play.
And Ansonia's going to be backed up, so the Chargers were detected for an infraction. A clip, and the ball is moved back to the 17. And now, I would think here, buddy, with 4 minutes and change, Ansonia does not want to get too cute at this part of the football field.
They haven't thrown the football yet and only pitched it once. So really, they can continue to do what they've done, not take great many chances. They've run the football inside the tackle very well. A couple plays where they've gone off tackle with Tinney along with Robertson, but other than that, it's been pretty consistent up inside. They really haven't taken a great many chances with their offense.
Chargers back at their 17. They'll hand it inside to the fullback. Thomas holds on to it for a short pickup. Stop made by Thompson, the 6'2", 294-pound senior tackle.
Thompson never really got to the line of scrimmage before he was wrapped up by number 61 for Seymour. Did a good job of getting through that line of scrimmage, and that's Mr. Bell with an excellent defensive play.
So the Chargers have a third, and the scoreboard indicator saying 28. Ansonia's got to get it out to the 45. I don't know if they have this in their playbook. Tinney holds on to the football, and he's dragged down for a 1-yard pickup at the 19. So the Cats are going to get it back, and they're going to get it back in great field position, or they should.
Tinney just pulled after the fake to the fullback, really just followed him right up into that same area, and Seymour was right on that one, and it brings up a long 4th down. Definite punt. Mr. Arroyo is back there and should present Seymour with excellent field position.
Well, Hoon to punt it away, and he drills it. And Arroyo, though, gets the football at his 48-yard line, breaks the tackle at the point of attack, and then there's a great tackle. Ibar Lucea, a great tackle. He doesn't come up with it, and no telling what Arroyo would have done.
Arroyo forces the first Ansonia Charger special teams man to miss. Watch right here as he sidesteps. I think it's Robertson, number 43. Ibar Lucea with a great dive tackle. Seymour will have great field position at the 42. 2:33 left in this first half.
And with their offense, plenty of time for the Cats to get on the scoreboard again. Deptula running on the option. Inside the 30-yard line, and he's bumped out of bounds by Johnson, but Deptula will run it down to the 20. So the Cats are in business.
Watch Wooden from the backside, number 92, almost get to the quarterback. Good fake inside, then Deptula turns it up right here. Wooden just misses, and it's a big play. Good block on Bahoon. And then Robertson or number 32, Johnson, drives the quarterback out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Arroyo out to the left. Bukaris along with Leary out to the right. I formation. The Cats are in business. Handoff to the deep back. That's Hebert. A big gaping hole. Hebert inside the 10, and the Cats are going to have a 1st and goal.
Brought down by Robertson.
This play takes a while to get to the line, but Seymour runs it very well. Kind of a little delay.
Ball just inside the 10-yard line.
Good job coming across by Kenny Tinney to make the stop inside the 10-yard line. A 1st and goal for the Wildcats. 2:09 and counting in this first quarter.
Arroyo out to the left. Bukaris along with Leary out to the right. This time the ball carrier stopped in his tracks. It was Willie Wooden.
Watch Wooden again, untouched. Gets to Hebert before he gets to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of about 2. Nobody is slowing down that guy. Willie Wooden is coming off that defensive end spot and getting into that backfield very quickly.
Again, Seymour spreads the field. Hebert is the deep back. Quarterback is Deptula. Joe on the option. He holds onto the football down to the 5-yard line, close to the goal line before he's taken out of bounds. Tinney in the area for Ansonia, a couple of the other Chargers. And we'll have a 3rd and goal coming up.
Watch the great job on the fakes by Deptula as he gets around the corner. Outruns Robertson there and just puts his head down, gets very close to the goal line. It'll be a 3rd and less than 2 for the Wildcats. 1:23 left in this first half.
Stacked I formation. They give to the second back. Touchdown. Tursky.
Tursky just gets the handoff and drives straight ahead. He comes over Perrell and Thompson. Just an excellent job by Seymour getting that football, an excellent field position and converting for the score, getting right back into this one.
And Howe, and the extra point by Vic Domino brings our score to Ansonia 27 and Seymour 21. The importance of that touchdown drive cannot be overestimated. Seymour will get the football to begin the second half.
Well, it gives that football team to go in with a little bit of a pep rally. They just came back, giving up 4 touchdowns, an awful lot for that Seymour defense. And now to get a score just before the half is going to be very big in that locker room.
.120 on the clock left in the first half, and the time is official. Time being kept up here in the press box at the Barber Field. And as I look outside, buddy, the crowd is filled in. Both bleachers pretty well packed. Crowd is standing around the field. We've got a great crowd. Middle of November, and the weatherman has really cooperated with us.
It's the only game in town, too. It is a great night, and Seymour takes advantage of this by playing it on a Thursday, which I think is very good. And it is a great challenge here tonight with 2 good football teams.
Big Domino will kick long. Tinney takes it at his 8. And I'll tell you, he's not stopped there. He's off to the races.
E.J. Leary with the stop. He came in. Watch number 14 with the collision between Mr. Tinney and Mr. Leary right at about the 25. Leary with a solid hit right there.
Now the sophomore quarterback has his directions from the co-offensive coordinator, Tom Brockett. And the Chargers, let's see what they can do with 1:14 remaining. They have it at their 26. A handoff to the fullback. Seymour starting to contain the fullback, which they need to do. Charlie Rizzio on the stop.
A lot of penetration inside that time by Seymour. Fullback really just got to the line of scrimmage before he is wrapped up. That may describe this football game.
Time is running down, and Ansonia does not seem to be in a rush to get to the line of scrimmage. So you got to think the Chargers are just going to run another play and let the time run out here in the first half.
You may see Seymour burn a couple timeouts here.
Once again, it's the fullback, Ryan Thomas, and falling on him at the end of the play is Perrell.
Thomas, the ball carrier.
Fullback just comes straight up, Ryan Thomas, and I think Seymour is going to be happy to go and allow this clock to run out and to get into the locker room. As you look there, we are down under 10. And there will not be another play in this first half.
The end of the first half, Ansonia 27, Seymour 21.
At the end of the first half of play in this crucial Naugatuck Valley League game, our first half score, Ansonia 27, Seymour 21. Back with our halftime activities right after this.
It's a story that's 75 years old, yet it's a story that's as fresh as today. It's the story of thousands of independent retailers in communities across the country and around the world. Your hometown friends and neighbors who know you and who know what you want. People who work hard to bring you the fresh quality foods, friendly service, and great value that keep you coming back. It's the story of being hometown proud. For 75 years, the story of your neighbors at IGA.
Welcome back, everyone. We're at halftime here at Seymour's the Barber Field. Our halftime score is Ansonia 27 and Seymour 21. Buddy, why don't you give our viewers a wrap-up of the scoring in the first half? And
well,
you were a little surprised.
I was very surprised. With the option team, you usually don't put 27 points up. Especially Seymour is a very good defensive team. But Kenny Tinney opened it on the first play, 11:01 of the first period, 67 yards. Arroyo came back with the kickoff. Thompson came back with a 30-yard run for Ansonia. Robertson followed that with a 20-yard run for Ansonia. In the first quarter, Ansonia was ahead 20-7. Hebert opened up the second period with a 30-yard run, making it 20-14. Johnson tacked on a 42-yard run at 9:20 of that second period to make it 27-14. And Seymour came back with a score right at the end of the half, Tursky scored from 2 yards out. 1:20 of that second quarter, and Seymour tacked on the extra point to make it 27-21. It's been a lot of points. Seymour has kept into this football game with that last score. I think that's very big as they take that down into the locker room. And as you said, they will get the football to start the second half. So
all right.
Awful lot of scoring here in this first half.
All right, Coach Chernovitz, if you're Jack Hunt, what are you telling your kids?
Well, Jack Hunt is going to go downstairs and say, hey, we've done some great things. Let's stay with what we've done, because they really have been very basic, I think, on offense. Their option game has only pitched the football outside once. Tinney has taken it twice, one on a real big touchdown run, another for a big first down. But they've really been basic with their option or with their package. They have not thrown the football. If I'm Seymour, I'm going to make some adjustments really inside to try and take away the fullback in that power game inside the tackles, which is, I think, hurt Seymour a great deal. And I think Ansonia has given Seymour some formations that they really weren't prepared for, and I think you're going to see some adjustments by Seymour in the second half.
We'll be back with our second half kickoff. And we've got a polka fest going on in the background here. And we'll be back with that second half kickoff right after Valley Worthy of Note.
Welcome to Valley Worthy of Note, a bi-weekly update of people, places, and events making news in your community. Note has been a presentation of Telemedia Company.
Hold on to your seats, everyone. Welcome back for our second half. Ansonia 27-21, and Bahoun will kick it short. And it's taken by one of the up men. There's a fumble on the play.
Chargers have the ball.
And the Chargers have the football.
Hebert received the kickoff right at the 40-yard line. As he tries to come across the field, he's going to lose that football, and the Chargers are going to recover, and they are going to have excellent field position to begin this second half.
First down and 10, Ansonia.
That was not an onside kick, but it was close as they kicked it to that far side. Great coverage by the Ansonia special teams, forcing the turnover.
Holding on to the football. Tursky on the stop. It was Kenny Tinney tackled in the backfield.
Tinney comes out of the fake, and watch Tursky come off the block and just drive him backwards to the 45-yard line. Great play by that Seymour defense, led by number 18, Matt Tursky.
7 yards, second down and 17.
Maybe the defense will take over here in the second half. It wasn't too much in evidence here in the first half. Great game, great atmosphere. We're at Seymour. It's Seymour's final regular season game. I say regular season game because the Cats are in the hunt for a Class M playoff spot. Ansonia has Thanksgiving Day and Naugatuck. Tinney back to throw. Kenny slips on the play, then eats the football back at his 49-yard line as the Cats converge on him.
Leary there first.
Great job by number 14, E.J. Leary, coming from the top of your picture. Tinney really has no place to go. Tucks it away, takes the sack. Ball about the 49-yard line of Ansonia. So they started on the Seymour 39. They are backed up to their own 49 with two big defensive plays by the Wildcats after the turnover.
3rd and 24. Ansonia's got to get it down to the 29 of Seymour for the first down. They'll show trips out to the left. Single back set. And Tinney back to throw under a rush, and he's going to be taken down again. Or is he? And then still on his feet out to the 48. We've got a flag also dropped on the play. And that's a hold against the Chargers.
I would think that the Chargers here, their third play here, and they are just running for cover. Tinney is able to break free there and get a couple extra, but just a great defensive series by Seymour after the turnover, and Ansonia is going to be forced to punt the football to Seymour after having great field position at the Seymour 20 or 39-yard line.
Bahoun back to punt it away, standing at his 35-yard line, gets the snap from center, and he'll punt it. It's short, end over end, coming to the near sidelines, taking an Ansonia roll now all the way down to the 9-yard line, where the Cats will put the football in play, their first offensive possession of the second half.
Great punt by Craig Bethune. It just took the roll as it landed about the 30-yard line. Rolled down inside the 10, but this one is going to come back. A penalty against Ansonia. And if you're Coach Hunt, you've got to really be upset here. They would have had great field position. They had a great beginning of the second half with a turnover, and now they've squandered it, and they're going to be forced to punt the football again. Again, illegal movement or motion along the line by the Chargers. You see Jim Shove there with the signal, picks up the flag, and the Chargers will punt the football again.
Bahoun back at his 31-yard line to set to punt it away again on the snap from Patrick Rowley. Kick gets down to Arroyo, and Arroyo's going to be dragged down. That's a great tackle from behind.
Arroyo on the return.
This will be about a 15-yard difference from having the football inside your 10 to starting with the ball right around the 25. You see Mike come to the near side and finally going to get wrapped up right at about the 25, 26-yard line, where Seymour will start with their first possession here of this second half.
Rowley on the stop, and Seymour will set up shop. Now their first offensive play. of the second half from scrimmage.
Ball carried by Rizzio for the Wildcats.
Rizzio carries it out to the 29-yard line.
Fullback just comes over Thompson and Perrell. Rizzo picks up about 4.5, maybe 5 yards on that first down. Bobby Kello there with the headsets. Paul Sponheimer there. The Seymour coaching staff.
2nd down and 6.
One touchdown away from either evening it up or kicking an extra point and going ahead here.
2nd and 6 for the Cats at their 29, just into the third quarter of play. Again, they give to the deep back. That's Hebert at tailback. Rizzio in front of him as the fullback, and Hebert close to the line to gain, close to a first down for the Cats. Robertson on the stop.
Seymour runs that play with a great deal of success as the tailback follows the fullback. We're going to get a measurement here. Jim Shove is going to bring the sticks across the field. Very close to that first down here with 8:49 left in this third quarter.
While we're getting ready for the measurement with the break in the action in the third quarter, let's take this timeout.
It's a story that's 75 years old, but as fresh as today. It's the story of locally owned IGA stores, your hometown friends and neighbors working hard to bring you the quality foods and friendly service that keep you coming back.
This week's savings at Adams include white mushrooms, 99 cents, Cracker Barrel cheese bars, 2 for $4, Philadelphia cream cheese, 99 cents. Happy Thanksgiving.
Telemedia customers, digital cable is available now with more choices than ever before. 33 new channels provide you the best variety of programs to watch. 45 channels of music, 60 channels of pay-per-view, and featuring the interactive programming guide all under your control with the new Explorer digital converter and remote. Call Telemedia today to arrange your free install and free 30-day trial.
Telemedia Cable, we're working harder than ever to stay connected to you.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look now and see whether, there we go, whether the Cats have made it, come up short, 3rd and inches for the Wildcats.
Thomas 14 carries, 119 yards. Johnson.
They're at their 34-yard line. Ansonia leads it by 6, 27 to 21.
Royal 2 kickoff returns for 140 yards, 1 punt return for 11. Hebert 9 carries for 50 yards. Deptula 4 carries for 34 yards.
The Cats employing their standard offensive set, 3 wide receivers. Now they'll break that set. No backs in the backfield. Empty backfield. Deptula, he'll run for the first down and a few more. Close to the 40. Joe Deptula, the 5'10", 165-pound junior.
Stop by Johnson.
With no backs in the backfield, you have to think about the quarterback sneak. Deptula follows his guard, picks up good yardage. Plenty for that first down, and ball right at the 38-yard line.
First down for the Cats at their 38. Tursky, the fullback. Tursky gets the handoff, breaks the tackle, and Tursky's going to get into Ansonia territory. Matt Tursky.
Picked up by Cavallis.
Great balance and leg drive. You see Tursky go back and give Perrell a slap because Perrell and Thompson do a great job of opening the hole and allowing number 18, Matt Tursky, to pick up big yardage into Seymour or into Ansonia territory.
At the Ansonia 45, 1st and 10 for the Cats. Tursky, the up back. Behind him is Hebert. Hebert for 6-7 on the play before he's tackled down at the 38.
First to make contact was Robertson.
Robertson on the initial hit for Ansonia.
Tursky with a great lead block. Herbert comes behind.
Yards, 2nd down and 4.
They follow Ellis and Harkins this time over that left side for good yardage, about 7, 2nd down.
Now they'll spot it at the 39. The line to make is down at the 35. And Seymour starting to assert itself on the offensive line and establish that control. Running the football for a first down inside the 20. That's Tursky before he's dragged down by Kenny Tinney. The Cats are starting to establish the dominance on the offensive line.
Great down block by Thompson. Perrell pulls around. Tursky follows. Perrell and Thompson squat 500. They're considered the two strongest guys on this football team. And when Seymour needs a big play, they usually go behind number 74 and number 78. Kurt Perrell and Mike Thompson.
Leary Butkaris out to the left. Out to the right, Arroyo. First down for the Cats. Running at will here in the third quarter.
Hebert carries for the Cats.
Hebert, the ball carrier for a pair on the play, slides close to the 15. Berto in on the stop for Ansonia.
Tursky kicks Thompson out. Hebert comes behind him. This time, Chargers close it down, maybe a yard on that one, as you see quarterback Joe Deptula come to the sidelines. Bobby Keller gives him that play. He is back in the huddle.
Look at this spread offense. 5 potential receivers. And the draw is coming up from Deptula, but Ansonia closes the play well. Deptula looked like he had some more running room, and the Chargers closed it inside.
Deptula comes back. Allen Robertson comes up and makes the stop on the draw play. A 3rd and 5. This is 4-down territory, so Seymour will have an opportunity to go for or use 2 running plays to get that first down if they desire.
Seymour at the Ansonia 13. Deptula holds on to the football, going for the first down yardage. I believe he's picked it up. First down, Cats. Starting to take control of the line of scrimmage, starting to take control of the football game.
Jack Hunt there putting the headsets on. His defense did a great job against that Seymour offense in that first half. Right now, Seymour has been able to move the football down the field in this drive.
First and goal, they give it to the deep back. That Hebert, touchdown, as Hebert gets to the plane of the end zone, and Seymour has knotted it at 27 all.
Good block inside by E.J. Leary this time from the fullback spot. Allows Hebert to follow Harkness and Ellis into the end zone. 5:23 of this third quarter. It is now a tie football game.
And Vicdomino for the point after, and he's been almost automatic in the 2001 season. And Seymour has their first lead of the football game. With
excellent drive, Eddie, for the Wildcats.
Buddy, with our break in the action in the third quarter, let's go to our third quarter feature. We have 2 Adams hometown athletes, one from Ansonia and one from Seymour.
Adams Superfood Stores presents Hometown Athlete.
One of this week's hometown athletes is Seymour senior Carolyn Navarro. Captain of the Seymour swim team, Carolyn has received all-state distinction for 3 consecutive years. She placed 3rd in the 500-yard freestyle with a time of 5 minutes 15 seconds at the state Class M finals and 4th in the 200 free finals. The Wildcats placed 9th in the 400 free relay and 12th in the 200 relay. Carolyn, ranked 22nd in her class, is a member of the National and Spanish Honor Societies and is a member of the Hope Club. She hopes to swim at Southern Connecticut State University next year. Another of this week's hometown athletes is Ansonia senior Justin Uja. Captain of the 8-1 Chargers, Justin plays defensive back and wide receiver. A 4-year player, he thrives on the hard work football requires and likes the hitting and tackling aspects of the defense. Ranked 7th in his class, Justin is a member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish Honor Society. He plans to study computer science in college.
Congratulations to this week's Adams Hometown Athlete.
We're back, everyone. So Seymour has taken their first lead of the football game in the third quarter. Arroyo's kick is returned by Huja, one of the upmen for Ansonia. The captain returns it close to the 40-yard line. The stop made by Harkins.
Huja takes the football at the 26. Straight ahead, gets pretty good yardage, about 12 to 13 on that as he brings the football close to the 40-yard line where Ansonia will start. Did not do very well in that first possession of this second half as they had 3 big losses, forced the punt. Seymour took that ball and drove down the field, put 7 points up, and are leading this football game by 1 point. Let's see what Ansonia can do on offense.
Chargers in that base offense. Tinney running the football, and Kenny brings it up to the 45 on the first down carry. That's the first positive yardage for Ansonia in the second half.
Tinney gets back a little bit, but watch the athletic ability as he just finds an opening. Robertson shields the end, gives Tinney a chance to duck back up inside. He'll pick up about 6 yards on that first down carry.
So 2nd and 4 for Ansonia, on schedule for a wishbone team. At the 45, our Telemedia High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by your friends at Adams Superfood Stores. Tinney on the other side, he'll toss at the last moment to Robertson, and Robertson falls forward. From the looks of it, he's picked up an Ansonia first down right at midfield.
Not a great option ride, but just a great athletic pitch here to
That's a great catch by Robertson.
Who stayed, maintained his area, his mesh point, did not get ahead, and able to pick up the first down, and he is very slow to get up as he was whacked pretty good by that Seymour defense.
So Robertson down just in front of us at midfield. Paul Sponheimer looking on, and Jack Hunt pretty soon will come into your picture. Alan Robertson, one of the 4 captains for Ansonia this year, along with Justin Huja, Justin Cavalis, and Paul Wojciechowski.
I don't know what they're talking about down there, but from Coach Hunt's motioning, I think you would like something that is not being done here. Looks like the knee or ankle area, his right knee or ankle that they are looking at. Could be a cramp also. It is very warm considering the time of the year, and we've talked about this in the past. Cramping is, especially in the second half, can be a problem with lack of fluids, and it looks like that's all it is a cramp as they get him up. So that's good news for Ansonia. They can get some fluids in. Mr. Robertson, he's a big part not only of that offense, but of that defense at linebacker for the Chargers.
In the wishbone, Darnell Cook should come in and play that halfback spot for Ansonia, as Robertson's being assisted off the field, and we can only hope that it's just cramp, and that's what it looks like. 4 minutes and change left here in the third quarter. A packed crowd here at the Barber Field. 8-1 Seymour and 7-1 Ansonia. First down at midfield, out of the wishbone. Running the football is Ryan Thomas. Out of the pack, Thomas into the end zone. And I want to see this again.
Touchdown Chargers.
From 50 yards out.
This is just the fullback coming straight over his right guard. Just a quick handoff. And the fullback into the secondary. And once he gets there, it is just a foot race. Ryan Thomas, his second touchdown of the day, and he puts Ansonia back on top here in this third quarter.
In our new score, Ansonia 33 and Seymour 28. Ansonia, of course, to go for 2 points to create a 7-point margin. We've got a timeout for Ansonia. And in a game that has seen an awful lot of momentum shifts.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone is invited to.
I don't know if there's been really, I mean, each team has taken their opportunities. This has been a lot of scoring. It's tough to say there's been any real big switches in momentum. They've just taken advantage of putting some points on the board. And each team has answered the other team. So right now, I'd like to be able to have the football last in this game, the way this one is going.
Right now, that's the way it looks as if it's going to go.
And this two-point conversion is going to be very big, I think. If they can get it back to a 7-point margin, be very important for the Chargers. Do we play overtime in this league?
In this league, in the Naugatuck Valley League, yes, there is overtime, a Kansas tiebreaker. It's the SCC that does not have the overtime. Speaking about the SCC, our Thanksgiving Day game will be down in Derby this year. For Thanksgiving, it'll be Shelton at Derby. After that, we'll have highlights from the traditional Ansonia Naugatuck Thanksgiving Day game. Trips out to the right side as Tinney will go for the 2 points.
One of those backs has to come to a stop as Jim Shove did drop the flag. Both were moving. Both would have to come to a stop.
Well, they
convert, but they're not going to count this one.
That's going to come back. No, now they're waving it off.
Wow, I don't know why.
I can't. Well, I want to see this again.
The fullback did reset, but he reset with the motion. Now, see, once both guys are moving at the same time, both guys, I think by rule, have to come to a stop. Now, I don't know whether out of your picture the motion man did stop, and if he did, that's a legal play.
Ending up with the 2 points, as you'll see right now.
Look at the drive by number 47
well, that's Ryan
here. Ryan Thomas pulling some Seymour people into the end zone.
And the 2 points are going to be allowed to stand at our new score here with 4:12 remaining in the third quarter. It's Ansonia 35 and Seymour 28.
I think Paul Sponheimer is asking the same question that we are. I don't know whether the man that went in motion came to a full second stop. I was watching the monitor. I did not see it on the field. He did not, Eddie is saying, right? So I got to believe that's a penalty because two guys can't be in motion at once without coming to a second stop. Both guys would have to stop.
I just assumed they were going to.
I may be corrected, but
they were going to replay it. But anyway, Bahoon.
Regardless, it's 7-point lead.
Bahoon pooches the kick. They don't want to get it in Arroyo's hands. And let's see who the cat was who took the football.
Looks like Bucaris.
Number 21.
Bucaris.
The Charger.
He was stopped by number 32, DeMontis Johnson. Ball will start at about the 31.5-yard line of the Wildcats. 4:05 left in this third quarter, and it's Seymour's turn.
And they have the football at their 26-yard line. Check that I formation. They give to the deep back. That's Hebert. He is whacked at the line of scrimmage. Getting in was the linebacker, Cavalis.
Justin Cavalis gets through there. You see he is really untouched. Hebert gets to the line of scrimmage, runs into him. Did not even get back to the line of scrimmage. Lost about a half a yard.
Deptula takes his directions from the offensive coordinator, Bob Kello. It's a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cats. Arroyo out to the left. Leary and Bucaris out to the right. On the option, the ball is fumbled. Arroyo will be pinned inside the 10-yard line. Seymour is fortunate to even have the football.
They come with the reverse. This is a reverse attempting to go to the top, and then Arroyo coming back on the pitch. Never make connections. Ball down at about the 9-yard line. And Arroyo, Mike does a great job of preventing the turnover. Brings up a third, and I got to look at the scoreboard here because this is
they're calculating it now.
Monstrous amount of territory.
They don't have it up yet, buddy, but it's like 3rd and about 30-something. 3rd and 29. Cats have it inside their 10. And on the draw, that's Deptula trying to break a big one. And Joe will get about 6 yards on the play out to the 16, but it will be a kicking situation for the Cats.
DeMontis Johnson, number 32, will come up and make the stop as Deptula breaks the line of scrimmage. Good job by number 32. DeMontis Johnson 4th and a long ways. You got to look at that Seymour sideline and the cheerleaders here. And this should afford Ansonia pretty good field position after the exchange.
Arroyo back inside his 5-yard line, gets the snap from center. Little bit of pressure by Ansonia. And the punt is going to take a slight Ansonia roll, and the Chargers are going to have the football after the punt at the Seymour 40-yard line. Minute and change left here in the third quarter in this back and forth, very entertaining NVL football game.
This is a very big series for the Seymour defense.
Chargers third at the Wildcat,
Our
39.
Telemedia High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by your friends at Adams Superfood Stores.
At the beginning of this third quarter, after the turnover, the defense came up big. They are being asked right from the same spot, the 39-yard line, to do it again.
And Ansonia has a 7-point lead. Kenny Tinney holds on to the football, pulls it out of the grasp of his fullback, holds on to it close to the 30-yard line.
Everybody tackles number 47, and Tinney pulls, gets around the corner, and finds a very big gap. Good yardage down to about the 32-yard line. Good first down carry by Kenny Tinney.
Second and short for Ansonia. They're at the 32 of Seymour. A wing to the left side, offset I formation, and they run the fullback, and Thomas is pinned down after a short pickup.
Thomas on the carry.
Ansonia has brought everybody in pretty tight here. Thomas gets hit and is able to pull ahead for maybe a yard. 2 down territory, third, and Ansonia needs 1 for that first down, and they've got 2 opportunities to pick it up here. We are under a minute in this third quarter.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 of Seymour. Ansonia's got about a third and 1.5 yards for the first down. Wishbone, tight formation. Tinney is going to be stopped for no advance on the play. Mike Thompson, the outstanding defensive tackle and captain, met Tinney right at the point of attack.
Tinney tries to go behind his left guard. Ibar Lucia could not pick up the first down. Actually, by the mark here, I don't see how he could have lost 4 yards, so there had to be a problem. How did he lose 4 yards on that? Was there a penalty?
Meanwhile, we have played out the string here in the third quarter. We're up at Seymour's DeBarber Field. Our third quarter score, Ansonia 35 and Seymour 28.
You run into them all over town. They're your hometown friends and neighbors, and they work at your locally owned IGA, bringing you the products they know you like, the prices that prove you're getting great value, and the knowledgeable personal service you'd expect from a neighbor, from someone who's as much a part of your community as you are. IGA, for 75 years, hometown proud.
Welcome back, everyone. So the Chargers going for it. 4th down, 4th and 3 from the Seymour 33. And they're not going to pick it up. Kevin Brown on the stop as Ansonia just trying to run right at Seymour.
Again, the defense for Seymour comes up very big here. Ball actually is fumbled as Ryan Thomas really did not think he was going to get the handoff. Seymour will take over at their own 34-yard line.
Tursky came up with the football for the Cats. So the Cats will take over. They're at their 34, down by 7. We know what they can do offensively. They hand off to the deep back. That is check that. That is the junior, Chris Hebert, tripped up in the secondary. He's picked up a first down in a game marked with an awful lot of offense.
Rizzio with a good block. Hebert comes behind. Kenny Tinney with the stop. First down, 45-yard line for the Wildcats.
Just outside the 45. First down for the Cats, just in front of us. Holding on to the football, Deptula. Joe picks up 3 on the play, close to midfield.
First to make contact was Tedder.
Well, now they're going to spot it at the 48. The official's timeout is called as a Charger is down on the field.
Gain of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. We have a timeout. Ansonia player shaken up.
Ansonia leads it 35-28. For the Wildcats, a Class M playoff is in the offing.
Ansonia's looking for that Class S playoff.
That's
also.
true.
So both teams certainly with playoff aspirations.
And Seymour, this is, again, we remind our viewers, the final regular season game. This is the last game, the 10th game of the season for the Cats. Ansonia with the bye week during the year, well, they have one more, and that's an important game. It's their traditional rivalry with Naugatuck up in Naugatuck. As you get a look at the crowd here, and this is one of the largest crowds in years up here in Seymour. When we resume play here, Seymour will have a 2nd and 8. They'll have it at the 48-yard line. And with the break, I was going to call for a break, but too much time left here in the 4th quarter. Our new director up here in the booth. Ansonia player is on the field, but he mentioned a couple of times before that it is rather warm. Here we are in the middle part of November. It's been very, very warm. We've been very fortunate tonight with the weather, and the young men out there might not have the fluids in them, and they might be cramping up. We saw Robertson a while ago cramping up, a calf cramp. They look as if they're going to get the Ansonia player up.
Kevin
Black.
Black, the Ansonia Chargers shaken up.
Back to action. 11 minutes and change left here in the game. Cats have it at their 48, 2nd and 8. Handoff inside to the fullback. 2nd effort. Cats might have come up with the 1st down. That was Tursky. He was hit at the line of scrimmage.
Tursky is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Watch him break the towel. Actually ran into his pulling guard, John Harkness, able to get through that and pick up that 1st down and brings the ball to the 45-yard line of the Ansonia Chargers.
Let's spot it at the 44. 1st and 10, I formation. They give to the deep back. That's Hebert in the secondary. Hebert inside the 25. Another Cat 1st down.
Stop made by Johnson.
Again, the fullback kicks out. Hebert comes behind. Just a great play this evening for the Wildcats. Another 1st down, ball inside the 25-yard line.
At the 24. The Cats putting on another impressive drive. Down by 7. 4th quarter. Again to the deep back. That's Hebert. Hebert inside the 10, down to the 7.
Once again, the ball carrier.
DeMontis Johnson on the stop in the secondary.
Combined to bring him down.
Seymour is just coming right at the Chargers. They're getting a great kick-out block by Tursky. Down blocks along the line by Perel. Thompson folds around, and Hebert comes right behind him.
Let me check the line of scrimmage. That's down to the 12 of Ansonia. 1st down for the Cats. Handing off to the fullback, Tursky with that leg drive inside the 5. Matt Tursky.
Tursky on the carry. Header on the stop.
Tursky with a great burst inside. He's been doing a great job of blocking. This time he gets the football and carries it down close to that goal line. Second down. They can make a first down. Seymour can. They're right at about the 3-yard line.
I formation. Deptula, second and short. Tursky taken down this time. At the 2.
Tursky stopped.
Short of the yardage needed for a first down.
Looks like
down and still about a yard.
Robertson got on the legs of Tursky right at the point of attack. Not a big gain. You can see there at the top of your picture, second, they need about a yard for the first, 2 for the touchdown.
The crowd behind them on the home side of the field. And a loss on the play as Deptula holds on to the football.
Ryan Thomas with a great penetration here. He grabs the quarterback at the 5, and it is a loss of about 3. This is going to bring up a big 4th down. Interesting call here, and Seymour is going to take a timeout to talk about it.
And with the Seymour timeout in the 4th quarter, let's take our own timeout.
Lately, you've been hearing a lot about DSL and high-speed cable services. The fact is, DSL has nothing on us, not price and not speed. Now you can have a cable modem installed in your home free through Telemedia, and we'll throw in 30 days of service free. That's how sure we are of the superiority of our cable modems. High-speed internet access without a contract. Wherever you live on the Telemedia system, you can experience the freedom of broadband internet service. Reliability, speed, no contract. Get connected today.
Poverty, poverty, poverty. We're learning how to beat you. We're gonna hit you with all we got. Poverty, we don't fear you anymore.
We're strong, Poverty. We're coming at you.
Remember to support the Valley United Way and the United Way of Naugatuck and Beacon Falls.
Welcome back, everyone. Seymour going for it. 4th down, 4th and 4 from the Ansonia 5. They give it deep. That's Hebert. Touchdown, Seymour.
This has been a great play for the Wildcats. They're going to get a kick out by the fullback. They get the down block in the fold by Porrell and Thompson. Hebert comes behind it for the 5 yards. A great call by Bobby Kello and Paul Sponheimer here for the touchdown.
And Vigdomino for the point after. And Mr. Consistent drills it through the uprights. And ladies and gentlemen, with 8 minutes and change left here in the football game, in what has to be one of the most exciting games you'll ever want to see, our new score, Seymour 35, Ansonia 35. And in the NVL, if this game is tied in regulation, we have a Kansas tiebreaker. Want to thank our 2 spotters up here in the press box, both looking on with some interest, both from the Seymour Wildcats, Jamie Burns, a junior, and a freshman, Ben Deptula. He's a relation of Joe Deptula, younger brother.
Just a great look at the crowd and the new facilities here. You still have the bank to sit on here at Seymour. Beautiful place to watch a football game.
Vigdomino to kick off.
Vigdomino to kick it off. Line drive kick. Takes a bounce.
Offsides. I thought there were about 4 guys from Seymour offsides on that one.
So we'll bring it back 5 yards. For Vigdomino, though, he's got great range. Really, I think it has very little effect. Got a great leg, only a junior, his first year playing football up here at Seymour. Formerly a soccer player. So Vigdomino to kick it over. Line drives it. One bounce. Kenny Tinney on the return. Tinney to the outside. Oh my! Kenny Tinney. He will return it. No flags. Ansonia will retake the lead.
One of the things we've been trying to do here is look at a player of the game, and every time we write somebody down, another guy has popped up here. This is just a great run. Look at Tinney, just wait, finds the opening, and then watch him put on the jets. This kid can run down the sideline, and he is gone. A great 80-yard touchdown scamper for number 2, Kenny Tinney. And what a family of athletes the Tinneys have produced for Ansonia High School.
8 minutes and 9 ticks remaining. Bahoun to kick the extra point. It's good.
And that was big.
Just inside.
Ansonia 42, Seymour 35.
The right upright. And our new score, Ansonia 42 and Seymour 35. Getting back to Buddy Chernovich's call early in the game. Whoever has the football last is going to win the football game.
I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of games, but very few that have had this kind of scoring, and one team just looks like they're going to go and get ahead here, and the other team just comes right back and answers, and they're doing it in a matter of seconds. And most of these, just some great offense here by both football teams. Some great individual efforts also by each team. And a lot of guys have stepped up. Only, I think Mr. Thomas is the only guy who has 2 touchdowns here. Everybody else has gotten 1. They've spread it around.
Bahoun to kick it off. Back deep is Arroyo. And he'll pooch it again to one of the up men. And that's going to roll out of bounds. And Tursky wisely lets it roll out of bounds. And the Cats can take it at the 35. They can have Bahoun kick it again. Or they can simply take it where it went out of bounds, which they're not going to do, back at the 24. So it's up to the Seymour coaching staff. And they're going to have Ansonia re-kick.
Well, with Mike Arroyo, got an opportunity to get a big one, so the Wildcats are going to force the Chargers to kick it again. Also, it forces that special teams unit to run down the field again, another sprint for them. So we'll see if it pays off. Seymour could have had it at the 35. We'll see where they put it in play.
Our Telemedia Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by your friends at Adams Superfood Stores. So Bahoun reset to kick it off at his 35. Pooches it again to the near side. That's Bukaris with the football. He can motor. And Bukaris, however, is taken down at the 41-yard line. Great field position for the Cats. And they have moved the football at will also in the second half.
You see Matt pick up about 7 yards on that. And Seymour about the same. They will put it in play at about the 42-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 42.
So the Cats have the first down at their 41-yard line. We've got 8 minutes and 1 tick remaining. Ansonia with a 7-point lead in this back-and-forth football game.
Penalty markers down before the snap.
Penalty flags are dropped.
Referees are talking over now whether
Now, did someone take a timeout?
What the infraction was, if there was one.
A flag was dropped by the near official. Now they huddled.
Timeout Ansonia.
Timeout Ansonia.
That is the second timeout. Just as they get set to go here, there's the timeout signal. Boy, that's close, but second timeout by the Chargers. They have one left. Seymour has 2 with 8 minutes left, and you see Paul Swanhammer asking about that because it came right at about the snap. Let's see if we can look at it. He's getting up to make that ball is snapped really as the signal is being made. So the referees give the Ansonia Chargers that timeout, and they will have one left. Seymour here with the 7-point deficit and in need of another big offensive drive to try and tie up this football game.
Rizzio is the fullback. Behind him, Hebert, who's been a handful for Ansonia. Hebert with that leg drive, finally dragged down by Berto after a short pickup.
This has been a great play. We saw him score the touchdown. You get Perrell and Thompson leading through. Hebert comes behind, kick out block by the fullback.
1 yard pickup, second down and
Ansonia
9.
does a pretty good job on that first down carry. As you see, looks like Mike Thompson needs a new headgear, and they're trying to find him one. They don't want to have that young man come out of the game.
Line of scrimmage will be the 42-yard line, making it a 2nd and 9 for the Cats. 7:45 remaining in the regular contest here in the fourth quarter.
And
now Seymour's forced to
they're going to take a timeout to try and keep Mike Thompson in the football game. That's the second timeout for both football teams. They each have one left. And this is a very important drive, I think, for Seymour. If for nothing else, they would like to back Ansonia up if they have to punt the football. They don't want to give Ansonia good field position. The scoreboard tells it all here. Wow, a lot of points. Oh, we're into the 77-point mark here. Bobby Kello in the middle at a huddle with the headsets. He runs the offense here for Seymour. He's done a great job. His offense now is being asked to get a touchdown, equal this score, give Seymour an opportunity maybe to get into an overtime here with the Chargers. A lot of tiger paws, symbolic of some outstanding effort either on offense and defense. Mike Thompson getting back into it.
So we'll resume play with the Cats having a 2nd and 9 from their 42-yard line. 7:45 remaining. Ansonia 42-35 over Seymour. Deptula hands off to Tursky. Tursky across the 45 before he's taken down there.
Tursky on the carry for the Wildcats.
Matt Tursky has done an outstanding job not only running the football, but blocking for the Wildcats. He picks up good yardage. It'll be a 3rd down and 5. Big 3rd down here. I don't think Seymour will risk going for it on 4th unless it's 4th and very short.
They have it at the 46. And it's going to depend on the spot. No, he's come up short 1 yard. Again, the fullback.
Interesting call here because it is going to be 4th and short. Tursky breaks the tackle of Robertson. Comes up a little bit more than a yard. This is going to be an interesting call. And if they go for it, look for him to come back with the same play they scored the touchdown on. Kick out block, run behind Perrell and Thomas to the right side.
4th and a yard and a half. They have it at their 49. Ansonia digging in defensively. The first down.
That was the play.
Spinning for it was Hebert down to the 48 of Ansonia.
Again, just solid blocking. This time Rizzio kicks out. Hebert comes behind. First down into Ansonia territory.
Wildcats pick up a first down and 10. They're at the Charger 47-yard line.
And the Cats right on the football at the 48 of Ansonia. Deptula, loose ball, picked up by the Chargers. Is that Willie Wooden? It might be Willie Wooden running the football back. Touchdown Ansonia off the defense.
Ball pops out. Willie Wooden, the man on the spot. Watch as Deptula comes out of this, hands it off. The ball comes out, bounces right into the hands of number 92, the defensive end, Willie Wooden. And he's going to go about 45 yards for an Ansonia touchdown.
Fumble recovery for 45
And
yards.
Seymour
Touchdown for Ansonia.
has their work cut out for them. They need 2 scores with about 6:16 left in this football game.
Bahoon for the extra point through the uprights. 6:16 remaining, and Ansonia up by 14, 49-35 in an offensive shootout up here in Seymour.
As Arnie Rehnquist just said, this game has not lacked for excitement. It has had everything you could want in a game except defense. Ron Karka just said, you know, there's no leaves. I'm lost here without the foliage. But we've had defense at a couple critical times, though. Some big plays by Seymour in the beginning of that third quarter. But when you put up this many points, your defense certainly has not had a great night for either team. And I'll tell you what, we haven't seen Mr. Deptula put the ball up very much, but I'm willing to bet Seymour's going to come out here and throw a little bit more than they have, although they've been very successful at that running game here in the third and to this fourth period.
And Bahoon tees it up. Once again, the senior will just pooch it over that front line. This time he'll squib it. It's taken by one of the up men, and he's dragged down at the 37, and that's where Seymour will take over again with a little bit more than 6 minutes left to go in the regulation.
One of the things that this does is it forces people that usually don't handle the football to pick it up. You see Leary there who does handle it, but Ansonia on him very quickly. He does not have an opportunity to go very far, and I think Ansonia is very happy here putting Seymour at their own 37, forcing them to start from that spot with 6:11 left in this game. Seymour needing 2 scores to tie it up.
Out of the I formation, Deptula play fake, back to throw, now running the football. It's going to take a pop at the 40-yard line, and he's dragged down there.
Deptula with the ball.
Cavalis got his helmet in there.
A lot of pressure on Joe Deptula here. He steps into the pocket. You see Robertson get a piece of his shoulder pads. Good job in there with pressure by Ansonia, and then coming up with the stop after about a 4-yard scamper by Deptula.
On second down, they'll run the football. They run the fullback. That's Charlie Rizzio. He's been alternating with Tursky at the fullback spot. Hebert's gone at tailback most of the evening.
Robertson gets a piece of him, then Rizzio slides off, picks up another yard, and we've got a Charger down here at the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and long here for the Wildcats, and they cannot afford here not to pick this first down up, because Ansonia with that running game is going to be able to knock some time off. Seymour only has 1 timeout available to them, so this is a very big series for them. Eddie, what in this game has surprised you? I know my biggest surprise is the ability that Ansonia has had
to run the football inside.
With their base inside, with their base
to run it
offense.
inside.
Right.
I can't think of the number of times tonight that it was ready to call that the Ansonia runner is down, and then he comes out of the pack. Terrific leg drive by kids like Thomas, Johnson, Robertson, and of course you can't have enough adjectives to describe Kenny Tinney, and he's only a sophomore, completing a sophomore year.
And I think we've been touting a few of the Seymour linemen, but let's give credit to that Ansonia group, because they have done a great job of blocking for those backs.
Center is Patrick Rowley. The guards have been Iker Ibarlucea along with Kevin Black, and the tackles Paul Wojciechowski and Caesar Abreu. And Jack Hunt made special mention of that offensive line during the week when I asked them to talk about giving recognition to people that normally do not have their names in the papers or over the air, and he did not hesitate. He said, our offensive line has really come alive and done a great job.
And they really have.
We resume play. The Cats have a 3rd and 5 at their 42. Deptula rolling, throwing, completing. First down, Cats. Completes it to Tursky. And it's a first down for the Cats around midfield.
Little bootleg as Tursky comes through after the fake, slides into the flat. Deptula gets him the football for the first down. A big first down for the Wildcats.
5 minutes and change remaining. This time the fullback, as the Cats are trying to mix it up. That's Tursky taken down after 1, but the Cats are on the football, not wanting to waste any time here.
You can see the urgency in the Seymour football team. They cannot depend on stopping the clock with timeouts. They've got to get a score, get the football back very quickly to get their seconds.
Holding on to the football is Deptula, and he's dragged down at the line of scrimmage.
See if Deptula does not pull here or whether Tursky holds on to it. Both guys did not want to have that fumble, and both guys held on. See, Deptula finally got it out and is wrapped up. A 3rd and long here.
3rd and 10, just into Ansonia territory. Deptula holding on to the football, tosses it out of the backfield, and coming up short of the yardage needed for the first down, down close to the 40 is Tursky, pinned down there by Ricky McNabb and Justin Huja.
Again, the bootleg, they slide the fullback into the flat. Good job by Deptula getting it off as he was pressured. Tursky will come up about a yard short. Big play.
4th down, and the Cats are going to call a timeout. And by your count, this is it for the Cats. The last time they can stop the clock.
That timeout came from Paul Sponheimer on the sidelines. He was not happy with what he saw. Took that timeout. That is the last one. And for Seymour, they are going to have a lot of lasts, and this is one of the first. They need to convert here, or I'm willing to say the football game is over with 3:38 and no timeouts. So they need the first down here.
So when we resume play here, the Cats will have a 4th down, a little bit over a yard to go. They're at the Ansonia 41. We've got